Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be doing a flip through of all of my March after the pin spreads here in my catch-all. I'll be going through all of the different planners that I keep in this catch-all, including faith, daily, health, work, social, and just showing you how all of the spreads turned out at the end of the month, as well as a little bit of my planner setup so you can kind of see what my current setup is, although it really doesn't change that much. But in case you're new, you guys can kind of see a brief overview of how my planner is set up completely. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump in. So first thing, I am still with the gold metal discs. I do have plans to try one more time with my DIY discs if you guys are waiting for that. I got some clear matte spray, so I'll be doing that soon, and hopefully I will get that problem solved. And I also have this cover, which is from a Farmhouse Happy Planner Notes. It came out like 3 years ago. Anything that I can find a link to, I will put in the description below if you are looking for something that you saw during my flip through, mostly the accessories and things. If there's a certain spread that you like to see more of, like what stickers I used and whatever is, on the spread, do check out that individual plan with me video. That will be your best bet to find all of the information for the individual stickers that I used. So that's just a brief overview of how this will go, and let's go ahead and turn in. My first section is basically just like a pencil pouch almost that I got from Joann's over 3 years ago now, and I did find one on Amazon, so if you want one of these for your planner, there should be a link down below. I also made a little sticky dash so I can just have a home base for all of my stickies. I used a piece of acetate to do that, and then I butted up against some cardstock to give it a little bit more, durability, kind of a little bit more weight. And I just used some clear photo corners to stick it in there so that they'll stay together. So that's my sticky dash. And like I said, I used some cardstock. And then I have my year overview, which is just the perpetual calendar from my Etsy shop. This guy just has a running calendar, so you can just kind of see a year at a glance, and then a perpetual calendar, which I've been keeping somewhat up with. I've been trying to put in all of the information ahead of time, but I did the first 6 months, and I still kind of really need to go back and do the last 6 months. Next, we get into my goals section, and I have both my goals tab and my notes tab on the outside, so they're easy to flip to and find. I may be changing out my notes tab for the one that I'm currently using down here, which is my monthly tasks tab, if you guys can see that. The one down here I used because I wanted it to be different, but it's just not working for me being down here. I miss it all the time. So I need something a little bit more in my normal schema. So I think I might be changing my notes for the monthly tasks and then just go to the back of my planner for my notes pages. So that said, this is my goals section. And I have my quarterly goals, which I set up not too long ago and just kind of started mapping things out. I've been keeping up. Quarter 1 is now done, and I did do some of the things that I had planned. I also moved one of my goals into quarter 3 just so that I could focus in on quarter 2, which is going to be a pretty big task for me, mainly involving my Etsy shop. But it was fun making this little page out, and it's a really good way for me to reference my goals. I like the colors that I use here too, and it all ties in with my goal scheme. I did take out a lot of the extra goals pages I had here from before, just to kind of condense my planner a little bit right now, because I had to put both months for each of the planners in for this month, as you'll see, because the week started into April early. So anyway, I may add them back in after I clean this planner out for the month, but we'll see. So I have that, and then I have, like I said, little photo corners here, and that helps me keep this habit tracker, which is part of my goals as well, in here. And I use this to track my faith, quality time with God, area for the year. I did it last year as well. You can kind of see I just used the opposite side. I'm just doing it a little bit differently this time, but still tracking it because it's nice to see how consistent I've been with that goal. Okay, so that is the end of the front part of my planner, and then I use a pocket folder to divide that part from the dated sections of my planner. I put a pin loop on there, and I have my friction 0.5 pen here that I love. I use it pretty much throughout my entire planner. The pin loops are from the Happy Planner from the Planner Babe collection pocket folder. And right now I have the prayer calendar that I'm using for the month of April in here to facilitate me actually writing the things down, because there's quite a lot to write, so I've only done like 10 days at a time. Anyway, so that's in there, so it's a nice little place to hold it. And now we jump into my faith planner. I made this little pocket pages for my faith planner, I think last year around this time, or maybe a little earlier. And I'm starting out my planner like this. So if you want to see how this was made, there is a video. I'll try to link it above or in the description below so you guys can find it. And so that's a nice little way to start my planner. And then it goes into my currently page, my frankenplanner planner. This planner is a faith planner from the Happy Planner, but I'm only using the currently pages and the dividers out of that planner. It was undated. I really loved it. You can see the whole thing in my setup video from before 2021 started. I show the full planner. But anyway, so I'm just using the divider. So I use the currently page to kind of keep track of my prayer list, things that I'm grateful for, spiritual goals. It has all of the little prompts here, so it's really nice. It's very faith-based. So I've been using that, and I do a little bit of stickering right now just to kind of get it a little bit easier for me to write in my prayer list. And then I really enjoy this divider set, so I'm keeping them in, but for the rest of my planners, for the most part, I'm not using the dividers unless I have to, just again to kind of cut down on bulk. But these are really pretty, and I kind of just feel like this is a little moment in my morning to kind of sit and just enjoy the prettiness of the planner and also spend my time with God. So that is how I have it set up. And then next we get into the faith planner, which is again a printable from my Etsy shop. The printable I'm using for this one is the combined quadrant layout for my faith, which you'll see. The first part is a monthly spread. For the monthly spread this month, I did a fasting in the Bible scripture reading plan. I was just really interested in finding out more about how fasting was done in the Bible and why people did it. And it was a really good study, you guys. I just wrote down a summary each day of what was happening and why they fasted. So I just got a really great overview of different ways people would fast, how they'd fast, why they would fast, and how it was combined with prayer or worship to, just to reach out and show humility to God in order to kind of achieve the end goal, whether it was repentance or for something that they longed for, something like that. So really good study. I really enjoyed this spread. I love the colors, actually. This was really it came out really good. I enjoyed it. It was just a really good month. So again, this is really great. And then I start in with my lettering section of my planner. So like I said, this is a quadrant layout, and I use it to letter a verse of the day, which I get from YouVersion, which is an app on my phone. It's also called the Bible or Bible, but the actual company who makes it is named YouVersion for some reason. Anyway, they put the daily verse into the app every day, and I just go ahead and write whatever comes up. I try to use different pens. I have a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen, hard tip, which has been awesome for this. I tried lettering more with my twin markers, which are these here, and I love the color schemes that I get from these, and they're dual tipped. There's a brush tip and a fine point, which I use for a lot of the fine point here. And then the brush tip is great. However, the brush tip is a little bit soft, and so it's hard for controlling as a beginner, I think. I think if I was a little bit more advanced, I would be able to do okay. And I keep trying it and seeing how I get better. Certain ones are better than others too. I've noticed like some tips aren't quite as prone to fray, like, like separate the bristles out. I just try whatever colors I pick for the month, I just try them out and see if it works for me that month or not. These are the two main products I use in my lettering section. And I pre-design the entire month, so everything is color coordinated. I really love that. I don't have to worry about it for the whole month. So I did a plan with me setting up the entire month at once. Yeah, so this was how the first week came out. Trying a little bit more variation now. I was, going heavy on the brush lettering, but I am going back to my monoline lettering a little bit more here and there, just to keep that practice going, and also some doodles and things to kind of represent whatever the verse is saying. So I'm really enjoying this. The two colors I used for the month are this like kind of, bright green and like a soft periwinkle tone. And I think that worked pretty well with this. I didn't want to go overboard with too many colors, which every time I do that, I always end up not liking it. So sticking with 2 plus black and just kind of varying it. And I accidentally did them on top of each other. I like to stagger them. So it would be like purple, 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 purple normally. But I messed up on the first spread, so I just carried that through the month so that I would feel good about that. It's the little things. Anyway, that was how the second week came out. And here is the third week. I'm really pretty happy with my lettering right now. I feel like I'm getting better. I do pencil them in before I actually write on top of it with the pen, so that I can make sure that the spacing and everything will fit ahead of time. And, that's really the main reason why I do it, is because I want to make sure that the spacing works before I commit the pen to paper. But overall, I feel like I'm really much improved since when I first began, and then I really think that it's looking a lot better. And then I think this is the fourth week. Yeah, this is the fourth week. One thing I want to do is start looking a little bit more into different lettering styles. I've kind of got my routine of things that I pull from, whether it's, lowercase, uppercase, skinny, fat, monoline, but there's like a pretty, I feel like I need to get some more options available to me so I can try them out. This was one that was actually written in the app. They had like a little, what's the word I'm looking for? They had like a little image representing the verse, and I just saw the lettering in there, and I kind of grabbed that and recreated my own little thing from the lettering style. And that was fun, and I felt like it looked different and new, and it kind of pushed me to want to do more like that. So anyway, that's how the weeks came out, and there is a dot grid notes page on the back that I haven't really found a use for yet, and that's the end of the month. And then we start with the next month, which has this, just a basic piece of paper kind of backing the next currently. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out. So I'll do it like this. And then I put it into my actual faith planner, kind of like I was mentioning before. So we got February, and then I think that's the end of Feb, yeah. So we'll move March in. And I've already moved in April, I think, for all of my planners, just because of that weird transition. This guy ended on the 28th, so I had to kind of move everything in before I was ready, even though I had the monthly that was still going. It's a little bit tricky on some of those months when you only put a month at a time in your catch-all. But yeah, so there, and this is where it lives on my desk, and I just kind of set it to the side and grab into it once a month, which is nice. I don't have to grab the planner every day and just work out of this one planner. It's organized over here. Okay. So like I said, I've already moved in April, so we are going to jump ahead. That's the end. and go into the health planner. I will say too that I use these tabs to navigate through my planner. Most of them have already been moved out into the April section, so I'm not going to go through them, but I usually have an overview or a something different section for each planner in the very first tab. The middle tab is always the month, and then the last tab is the week, so that I can easily just flip to health week, daily week, work, social. I can just easily know that's the tab, or this is the month tab, or this is the specialness tab, and quickly navigate through my planner. So I just wanted to go over that real quick. And if you want to know more about these tabs, I did do a video on that as well, just deep diving into all about those tabs and how I have them set up and what they are and what I've done to them. So I'll try to link that video right here as well as in the description. Next, we have my health planner, and I start my health planner off with another kind of pocket pages cutesy thing, which I do not have a video on this. I created it before I even started my YouTube channel, but it's made somewhat similar to the Faith one, which I do have a video on if you want to check that out. Basically, this is a little healthy habits dashboard with a lot of stickers. I love the colors and the brightness and the fun of this to lead off my health planner. And on the back, I have a quote that I actually cut out of a divider that I had, and I just cut it up and put it in here as a backing for this part of the planner. The first section in my health planner is health trackers, and for now I have this little insert I created for the Eat to Live 6-week plan. I think I'm going to start doing that in April 5th. Start that off on that Monday and just try to get my health on track, you guys. This is I feel like a broken record, but I'm trying to make little baby steps to get to where I really want to be. I've been trying to cut sugar, I've been trying to work out more, I've been trying to just say no to all the junk food and go back to, mostly plant-based. And so this is a nice little regimented plan. Sometimes I need that, and I'm going to try to follow this for the next 6 weeks. So I have that here. And then I found a printable for meal planning, so I have that one in here as well so that I can try and get my meal prep ready to go, which I really hate meal planning and prepping. So this is going to be a challenge for me, but I think it's a pretty simple routine or plan. I just need to say no to all of the bad stuff that I know I'm going to crave for at least the first week or two. But anyway, so I have that in here, and I just printed it out and cut it down to size. Still need to do my health goals. This is it's getting to the point where I don't even know if I'm going to do it because I just don't want to. Here, the plan is for on this sheet to have my health goals and where I want to be. We'll see if that gets done. This is an insert I created for tracking my weight, which I'm not going to show you because it's really bad, but I did do a video on the setup of this if you would like to see that. I have that all ready to go, as well as my final countdown on the back, which I also did a video on more recently, and kind of have it penciled in, but I'm waiting for April 5th. Today is the 4th, so I can put in my actual start weight and move backwards from there, hopefully. The struggle is real, you guys. So anyway, that's in my health insert section, basically. And then we get into my health monthly, and this planner is again from my shop. It is my health layout style of planner, a combined planner as well, except for I did do some alterations on the monthly. I changed the monthly out for the lined version of the monthly so I could easily write in all the stuff here that I do on my month, and that's been working out great. For my monthly, I don't do monthly plan with me's on this guy because it's pretty straightforward every month. I haven't really deviated in 2021 from what I normally do, but basically at the top, I'm keeping track of supplements that I'm taking or things that are herbal, vitamins, medicines at the top each day. And then I also have just an overview of how I'm feeling, my symptoms. I have some chronic allergies, asthma, as I kind of mentioned before, and they can be debilitating at times. So I'm trying to find natural ways to kind of help remedy that, but you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I just want to kind of keep track of what seems to spark problems and what maybe seems to alleviate problems. So that's how I'm kind of using this monthly layout, just to kind of keep track, as well as a little bit of goals for me to get me focused. Very minimal decorating, mostly just writing things in. That's how I've been using this. So the first week in March, what I ended up doing was trying to refocus back in March. So I did like a little insert sheet here, just kind of showing how I was going to start exercising and then trying to do a little bit more meal prep. And I did a little cheat sheet here on how I was going to do that. For the most part, I followed this plan pretty well that first week. Kind of tapered off here and there, but I did try to, it's like slowly baby steps. I've been trying to just make better choices and start having things around the house that would be beneficial for me versus things that are going to hinder my success as far as weight loss and health. So anyway, so I have this cute little insert, and it's basically just a half sheet I cut down to the size of this sticker that I had from my, I think this was a fitness sticker book. I don't think I showed the setup of this, but yeah, it's just pretty simple, just a little thing for me to keep track of that for the week. And I wanted it to color coordinate with the spread itself. I really loved the spread. The colors are great. I don't know. It came out really nice. I really love the Dream Seeker sticker book as far as just the, I don't know, the feels of it are really nice. And so I did that. I put in all of my food down here below. These are my workouts, and then these are my stats as well as my habits on the side and goals. So it was a good week. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back. So the next week was for the Plannable Challenge. I ended up doing I think it was Celebrating Women was the theme because of International Women's Day on Monday. So I did some squad girls for that, which I really thought was actually pretty cute. Semi-rainbow spread, and yeah, that's how it turned out. Again, kind of trying to get back into it, but it's just very slow, you guys, getting back into my routine. The next one was Go Green, and I decided to do avocados. Just kind of having avocados just flow across the page. This little quote says, "You are the avocado to my toast," which has been one of my favorite things lately. I've been eating a lot of avocado toast. But anyway, so kind of a green spread. It was fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then the last week here in March, I did just a simple kind of bright colored theme using the Planner Babe sticker books. And I liked it. I love bright colors in my health planner. It really just kind of brings more energy to me, so I do try to gravitate towards that when I can, especially when I have no ideas, which I think this week I was a little bit light on ideas. So yeah, this is how it turned out, and it was good. Oops. And then I have my March monthly stats, and this page I basically just bullet journal style it up. I do this every month. Basically set some monthly total goals here that I want to get at, as well as my daily averages. These can differ depending on the month because there's 31 days versus like February was 28, sometimes there's 30. And so they actually can vary and make a difference as far as meeting my goals, which you can kind of see here. Because even though I got my monthly total higher than I needed, for some reason, some of these daily averages were actually not as good as the previous month because I had 3 less days. Does that make sense? So it's just good to have both sets of information to see how I did, and then I kind of review what went well, what didn't, and how I want to improve. So this is really good. I just do it real quick, and I use an app on my phone as well called, I think, Health View. You can get all this information from the health app if you have an Apple Watch. I have an Apple Watch, which is what I use to grab all of my stats from. But I use the Health View app because it's a little bit easier for me to navigate. It looks a little bit more like the Fitbit looked when I used to have a Fitbit a couple years ago. And so it just was a simpler interface that I enjoyed, so I kind of use that. And that's the end of my health for the month. So I'm going to go ahead and move that out. I'm going to keep those trackers in. Just move out the months. Okay. So like I said, everything is already moved in for April. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump ahead to my daily section. Okay, you guys, so this section here is another printable. As you can kind of tell, a lot of these look the same on the covers, from my shop. This guy here is the dashboard. Okay, so for this month, I usually have a full horizontal combined planner setup, but for the month of March, I decided to use a dashboard because I tried a new technique called the Alistair method, and I felt like it matched better with the dashboard layout, which you'll see in a minute. But the monthly is the same. And the monthly layout, what I've been doing in my daily planner is using it for just like a small memory each day, just writing something in that happened to me each day. With COVID and just like all of my chronic allergies and stuff, I can't really go out that much. I have to kind of protect myself. So I've been trying to keep a memory each day of what I have going on. Since I don't get out much due to COVID and just trying to, keep away from things that might be detrimental to my health, I feel like every day is the same day. I don't have to go to a job or anything like that. I work from home, so it's like trying to find something unique out of each day is a bit of a challenge sometimes. However, I feel like it is a way for me to kind of break up the days and make it seem like it makes me more mindful of trying to do something unique each day in order to feel like I've accomplished something or done something of worth for the day. And just like a little memory of how the month went, because the months just fly by when you don't go anywhere and you don't do anything. So it's pretty sad. But anyway, so this was how the spread came out. I did try a little bit of watercolor. It's a little bit darker in some areas than I would like, but otherwise I think that the spread was super cute. And I did kind of simplify things this month. Previous month I was doing a lot more doodles. This one I wanted to kind of pull back a little bit and see if I like that a little bit better. I do feel like it looks cleaner, however it's a little less fun to look at, so I don't know. We'll see what I do for April. I might mix it back up and do a little bit more. But anyway, so that's how that turned out. And then I did have to kind of glue these pages together so that I could try the dashboard layout, since I had designed this before I printed out these inserts. Here is the first week of my attempt at the Alistair method in a dashboard layout. Not real comfortable with the dashboard layout. I do use it in my social, but I kind of have that dialed in, so it was a little bit different to try to work this to my, into my style. However, I think that with having all the tasks that I needed to do here on the the left-hand side, it made it a lot more functional for me because I always struggled with trying to fit in all of my tasks each day here, and I just didn't leave a lot of room for much else. And so being able to have that main part of my tasks here and then just day-specific things on this side kind of made it more usable in my opinion. So I ended up liking it with this setup, with the tasks here and then just the day-specific stuff here, a little bit lighter, a little less bulky on this side. Kind of spreads the wealth, and then you have a lot more options for decor. And this was the Color Story Plannable Challenge theme. and I just decided to do it here on this spread for the month. And I think it came out really cute. I like the color scheme. This was really fun to try and make that work, and so I thought this was a really good spread. Next, we have just a pretty floral spread for my anniversary. We had our wedding anniversary here this week, and I just wanted something that was kind of, I don't know, not over the top lovey-dovey, but just kind of had that romantic feel to it. I ended up doing this kind of overlay, almost like a trellis at the top with these watercolor florals, which are just beautiful, and then adding in some green, purple and green highlights here and there. I think it turned out really great. It was a really good spread, and again, doing the Alistair method, kind of figuring things out as I went, and yeah, it was great. So this is a good spread. The next week I did this lemony, bright, sunshiny spread. I was just in the mood, you know, it was like, come on, spring. I was ready for spring to start. And I just wanted to do something fun and bright. So this one was great. And then I added this at the end. It's because there was a hole here. And if you watch the video, you'll know I struggled with what I wanted to do here. And I ended up like leaving it. But during the week I did make a little quote with my foam memo printer at a suggestion by one of my subscribers, so thank you. However, it came out okay. It didn't come out as cute as I wanted, but it's cute because it says, you know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, but unless life also hands you sugar and water, your lemonade is going to suck. I just thought that was funny, which is just my humor. So anyway, this I really liked. Just so fun and energetic and bright for the week, so it was a good spread. And then lastly was the Wild for Washi Plannable Challenge theme, which I did here on the dashboard as well. And I just used a bunch of washi tapes that I had with the newer Happy Plan sticker book, and I really loved it. It came out super cute. I struggle with washi most of the time, so it was fun to kind of like purposefully try to make washi decor, and I think in the end it came out great. So that was the last week in the dashboard using the Alistair method, and then I switched back to a horizontal this week and tried the Alistair method in there. So if you haven't seen that video yet, you should check it out if this looks intriguing to you, but you are a horizontal planner. And then finally I have a habit tracker, which is also in my shop, and I replaced the back page of the monthly with that, so all of my months now have a habit tracker, and I use that just to keep track of some of the main things that I do each day, including kind of like faith-based things, which I transfer over to the goals at the very end of the month, and then I kind of have some health things and then some random things that I track. So that is the end of my daily planner, and then again I have moved in my April monthly already. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out. And then this is my daily planner. And I have moved the schedules over here. I think I might move those back in right now though, because again, I moved them to save space. Everything was getting super full. So yeah, so normally my daily planner doesn't just start off with a monthly. It has this section in the beginning, which I'll just quickly flip to for you guys to see in case you haven't seen my planner setup yet. And, where are we? Yeah, here. All right. So yeah, so normally my daily planner section starts off just like this with my daily schedules. And so I have my monthly routine in here. Not my monthly routine, my daily morning routine. And then I have my weekly master schedule, which is great for just kind of knowing where I should be every day or what I should be working on. And I have these little photo corners to kind of keep these pages together. But every time I move them around, they kind of slip out. So anyway, and then I have a block schedule, which I've made all 3 of those in a single video in my productivity series. If you want to know more about that, kind of getting some functional routine planning going down, check that out. But anyway, so that's what really leads off my daily, and then I go into my month and my week. So that is it for my daily planner. Yeah, and you can see I've already started my habit tracker. The next planner that I have in here is, and I have a little tab in here, my work planner. So I've come to the conclusion that this work planner is not working for me. I don't like referencing it. It's just something else I need to check every day. And I've been trying to work in a work planner for a long time. I did the same thing last year, and it lasted about 2 or 3 months. And it just feels like extra work because I do put a lot of my work tasks on my daily because I work from home. So it's just all part of my routine. I was using this. I'll go ahead and show you. So I have the monthly task layout that I was using from my shop to do the work planner. And I was using the monthly overview as a way to kind of pre-plan what I should be doing, like what videos I should be working on what days, and at what stage things should be at, or, you know, goal tasks. I was just trying to dial that in, but it's not working. So I'm going to actually remove this whole section. But for now, I'll just kind of flip through what I have currently, and then I'll remove it all here at the end. And I don't have anything to replace it at this time. I may be doing something different. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is do like a goals page. But again, I'm not really ready for that 100% yet. So we'll see. So this is what I was doing with the monthly overview. No stickers, all pen. And then I tried to set up the overview section of the monthly tasks layout with kind of like a breakdown of the goal for the month. So my big goal is to set up all my 2021 planners for my shop. And so I was trying to break down all the individual things that I would need to do and the different tasks. So really breaking it down into milestones and the individual tasks I would need to do to complete those milestones. Like I said, I barely referenced this. It's good in theory, but I don't know if this is the right place for it. So, yeah. And I didn't end up really using any of this part of the planner for functional use. I don't know. So this is how the overview looks. I did do cover up. There's like 4 habit trackers here for the month. I did cover that up because I wasn't really utilizing those in the previous weeks. So I just thought I'd cover it, but I have really nothing to put there. So I just kind of have an empty section. And then on the back, I used that for my monthly tasks. So this is the tab I mentioned before. I just flipped the tab upside down and then labeled it as such, which, like I said, is not quite working for me at this time. I just keep missing it in my scheme. So I think it'll be better placed on this tab here so that I can flip to it. And I'm not sure where it's going to live, but yeah, I think I'm going to keep something like this in my planner, just like a running brain dump of tasks. Got some ideas on how I might make this a little bit more functional and effective, but for now, I just have this sheet, and then here's another like sheet that I kept from the planner, but that's about it. So for now, I'm going to keep this and this in. I'm going to remove this and go ahead and store it. Yeah, so it'll just be a monthly task, which, like I said, I don't know if it's going to live here. I'm probably going to relabel this guy and just make that like habit tracker. This is a flip through, so I'm not really showing my setup right now, but if I do anything really over the top, I'll show that setup video, even if it's like a little short clip of how I'm going to deal with this part of my planner and go from there. But For now, this needs to stay just because I don't want to transfer it to another month, and I don't have anything on here that is month specific anymore now that I've taken out the overview page. So I might just use this in general for monthly tasks or regular tasks, running list, if you will, of brain dump. Whew, okay, so anyway, we'll keep those 2 pages in for now. That is the end of my work planner, and literally the end now because it won't be a work planner any longer. Moving on to my social. And for my social, I use the Happy Planner dashboard layout from the Homebody collection. I think it was Homebody Seasons or something similar to that came out with the Happy Girl line. I really like it. However, this quarter has a lot of these, like, I don't know, this color scheme, and I'm kind of over it. The winter months were great. They had like more of a, I don't know, like a holiday evergreen theme, but these florals I'm just not in love with. So I'm trying to cover them up more, as you'll see. This is the perpetual calendar that is in that planner, and I use that to track my growth in Instagram and YouTube each day. I just kind of write down the number of followers each day, and I did that last year. It was just a nice way to kind of get an overview of how much I grow day by day. And then we jump into March. So this is my March monthly, and again, I keep this divider in because it is part of the planner. Otherwise I probably would not keep it in, but since it's part of the Happy Planner, I use this to pre-plan all of my social media for the month, as well as keep track of the plannable themes for the month here. This guy is pretty straightforward. I don't do much decorating, which is why I like this planner, because it has a lot of decor already set in. Except for, like I said, these florals are getting to me now. For some reason, I'm over them. However, the month went well. I have my Instagram posts that I write down, and I do this all set up like a month in advance. So I have this pretty much set up before the mid-month of the next month, all the way ahead of time. I plan everything out. And then each week I just need to follow the plan, basically. So like I said, blue is my Instagram posts. I have green for my YouTube videos. And then anything that's kind of like a highlight or something unique, I will put in red. And as I go, I just cross them off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So here's the first week of the social media layout. I have my same kind of setup, my Instagram posts here. I have, if I need to put a story in or a Pinterest pin, I keep track of the videos of the week here and check off my process. I also put in the videos in some boxes here on the days that I will be posting them. I have my stats here on the bottom in this little graph area, and then just some to-dos and things here, and the rest is kind of open. That is the basic layout each week. I really don't deviate that much, and I also don't do too much decorating, so you'll see. So here's the next week. I used the minimal sticker book that came out just recently, and I think that it is a little bit better than the week before. The week before was not my favorite. However, again, just trying to match up with these florals, and it's not really into it. But everything else is like in the same kind of setup. Nothing really changes here in this planner. Again, I think this one was from the old Free Spirit pastel sticker book I used most of these stickers from. Again, very minimal design, and just trying to give a little bit of color into the spread and make it a little bit more fun to look at. But very similar setup. And this one I actually used the Homebody Season sticker book for the most part, along with some Happy Plans stickers. This time I just went with the florals, but it's going to be a long April and May. I will say that. I'm over it. So hopefully I will figure out a good way to cover these up and work with something else. So that is the end of my social, and I have my little social setup here ready to go for tracking my monthly growth. That's pretty much what I use the currently page for. April's in, so we'll keep that as is, and I'll go ahead and move this guy out. So this is the actual planner that it came in. This is the cover that this planner is, as well as I think the discs. So this is all together there, one little happy piece. So that is it. I've got my social month already in for the next one. So then we move into my hidden part of my planner. I don't show these two sections because they're a little bit more financially based and I don't really want to share that information. But I have a tracker of my Etsy sales, which I just use a perpetual calendar for that from my shop and just track my daily sales on that. And then the budget month is just a line monthly layout that I use to track my bills and expenses for our household. A really simple setup. I did do a video on this last year, I think around this time, just showing how I set up a basic month. So if you are interested, that does exist. But like I said, it's very simplified. I don't do too much in-depth budgeting at this time. And that is what the layout looks like, just double-sided. So, and that's the end of my dated sections of my planner. That is closed off with another pocket page, which I have a pin loop on, and my 4-color friction pin, which I love. This is the one I use for all the color coding you saw back in the social and in some of the other areas like on my habit tracker. This you can get on Amazon. The link will be below. I get a lot of questions about this, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. This guy is a 0.5, which that's my favorite size. The 0.7 is a little bit too thick of a stroke for me, so 0.5 works great. And having the 4 colors all in that one pin is really nice. The next part of my planner is the storage section, or the part where I keep things that are just things I need to reference on a regular basis and want to have at hand, but aren't necessarily dated parts of my planner or something I need to reference daily. So I have 4 sections out of dividers I made myself out of some gold cardstock. I have personal, business, social, and miscellaneous. So I just keep some random things in there. I usually don't share the section as well because there is some sensitive information, but for the most part, it's all, pretty simplified. And then I have like my reading tracker in here, the miscellaneous section, and this little library card, which I love. I've been doing so much better with the reading, so it's been great to have that at hand. And then finally is my notes section. So like I said, I think I'm going to take this tab because it's one of the only other tabs I have this far out on the 4th tab section, and switch that out with the monthly tasks. Actually, I'll just do that right now. Since the note paper is basically right up against the back cover, and I just have a few empty sheets in case I need to reference them, I don't necessarily need that tab. I could just go to the back cover and always know I can grab the paper from there. So what I'm going to do, let's just see, even though it says notes, I just want to see how it will look. Maybe here in the middle, and if I think that that would be more beneficial. So if I had that there, I think I would just be more inclined to jump to it, just because that's how I navigate. So yeah, I think that's going to be good. So I'll be relabeling that, I think, just kind of moving that to monthly tasks. And yeah, so that's basically it. That's the end of my planner. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!